Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. I'm Mary Tejidos. Before we continue with the class, I invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, and to turn on the notification bell, so you don't miss any of our upcoming classes. Every week I'm uploading tutorials of trending designs, and the classes are completely free. The only thing I ask, and it's very important to me, is that you give me a thumbs up and leave a comment as a sign of appreciation. It may seem insignificant, but this motivates me to keep sharing these wonderful lessons with you. This is the design we're going to make in today's class. It's a beautiful design, very easy to make, and it's also trending. We're going to make it with a combination of stitches. They're very simple basic stitches. And the result? Look how beautiful it is. It's an elegant bag, quite spacious, and it uses very little material. See how gorgeous it turns out. Let's move on to the list of materials and step-by-step instructions. These are the materials: scissors, 3 stitch markers, 2 rings, a 3 cm diameter clasp a sew-on magnetic snap, and a measuring tape. A 3.5 mm crochet hook. This one is for hiding yarn ends. A 5.5 mm crochet hook. This will be our main needle. And for the t-shirt yarn, here I have a 600 gram skein. This is feather type t-shirt yarn. Very stretchy, very lightweight, and look, it's satin. The color is beautiful, and it has a strand that's 2 centimeters wide. For this project, I recommend working with a strand that's not too thick, a maximum of about 2 to 2.5 centimeters. So that the project doesn't end up looking too rough or too heavy. In the video description, I'll leave the link to your online store for anyone who wants to buy the materials. You'll also find quantities, the final measurements of the bag, and the final weight of the bag. We're going to start by working with chains. We begin by making a slip knot. Here we have a little loop on the hook. 1, 2. Here we have a little loop on the hook. 478 trillion, 170 million, 820 million, 212,324. 33, 34, 35, 36, 41, 42, 44, 46, 50, 51, 53, 67, 68, 70. 72, 73, 75, 76, 77, 80, up to number 57. I already completed the 57, 57, and these have a measurement, just so you have an idea, of 44 centimeters in length. Remember that these measurements will vary, first, depending on the material you are working with, and second, depending on the tension you apply when making the chains. That means if you make it very tight, the measurement might be smaller. And the chains? That means if you make it very tight, the measurement might be smaller. And if you make the chain very loose, maybe it will be bigger. You might have more stitches than I'm telling you. Before continuing, please check that you have 57 chains. If that's the case, now we're going to make one additional chain. We leave this one out of the measurement because it's going to be useful for us. It's to give height to each row. So we make number 58, which is the turning chain. And now we're going to work on the back part of the chain, where the little bumps are. Here, we're going to start using our stitch markers, because we're going to divide the chain into 3 parts. I've already placed the markers, and I'm going to explain how you're going to place them. You're going to count starting from the second bump. Remember that the first one is the turning chain, so you would count 15 bumps, and on number 15, you're going to place the first marker. You're going to keep counting from the marker, which is number 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Until you reach bump number 44, that's where you're going to place the second marker. Here you will have 13 bumps left free. So, at the beginning on this side, you will leave 15 bumps in the center before the markers, 28 bumps, and at the end you will leave 13 bumps. We are going to start the first round, and here we will begin with the stitch pattern that we are going to work with. This project uses slip stitch and single crochet, so we start here with a slip stitch and we're going to do it. Starting from the second ridge, we insert the needle in the center, 1 and 2 under the second one. We yarn over, pull up a loop. We have 2 loops on the hook. We're going to slip the first one into the second and this way we pass the needle under the next one. And we yarn over, pull up a loop, and slip it under the next one. And we yarn over, pull up a loop, and slip it. This way, we'll have the slip stitches. We're going to continue until we reach the stitch before the marker, working until we get to the stitch before the marker. I've reached the stitch before the marker, and here I worked 14 slip stitches. Check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Here where the marker is, we're going to start with single crochets. We remove the marker and make the first stitch here. We give it height. We have 2 loops on the hook here. We yarn over and pull through both of them. We have the first stitch here. We place the marker again. We go under the next ridge, yarn over and pull up a loop. We have 2, yarn over and finish the stitch. Under the next one. Of the next one. And this way, we are going to make single crochets. We will work 1 stitch under each ridge until we reach the stitch before the marker. "53. We are going to make the stitch that is before the marker. And with this, we have completed 29 single crochets here. Please check. Now we are going to remove the marker and start making slip stitches. We pass the first one under the second, place the marker again in this first stitch, and let's get to work. Slip stitches until you reach the last ridge here, making a total of 14 stitches. Let's make the last slip stitch. See here where you can see the last ridge? We go underneath. We yarn over and slip. We finish the first round, and here we've made a total of 57 stitches. Please check. We have 14 slip stitches at the beginning, 29 single crochets in the center, and we finished with 14 slip stitches. Now, at this point, we're going to turn the work and start the second round. In this round as well, we're going to start with slip stitches. In fact, the whole process will start and end with slip stitches. But in this second round, we're going to add an increase stitch, and we'll do that in the center of the 29 stitches. So we're going to start the slip stitches here by passing the hook through the center of the chain. Look, here's the whole chain, and we go through the center of the second one. We count 1 and 2, and we go through the center, taking only the strand that's on the top, this one right here. So we pass the hook through the center of the second one, yarn over, and make a slip stitch in the center of the next one. Slip stitch in the next one, like this, until you complete all 14 stitches. I've already finished the 14 slip stitches. Now we're going to work single crochets, and we're going to make a total of 14 stitches. We remove the marker, insert the hook into the center of the chain, yarn over, and here we make the first stitch. We pass. We place the marker again. We have 1, insert the hook into the center of the chain, and make the next one, 2. 1, 3. 1
is
4, 12, 13, 14. Here we have completed 14 single crochets. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. At this point, which is number 15, we are going to make a triple increase, which means 3 stitches in that same stitch. We insert the hook in the center of the chain and make the first stitch here. In the center of that same chain, here we make the second stitch. In this one, we're going to place a marker. We pass the hook through the center of the same stitch and complete the 3 stitches. Look here where the increase stitch is. Now we're going to work 14 single crochets until we reach the stitch where the marker is. We're going to remove the marker to complete the 14 stitches. We place the marker again. And here on this side, we're going to make 14 slip stitches, always going through the center of the chain. We're going to make the last stitch. And here we make a turning chain. This is how we finish the second round. And here we've made a total of 59 stitches. We have 14 slip stitches at the beginning. And here, where the marker is, single crochets begin. Up to this other marker, where the single crochets end, we have 31 stitches. What have we done here? Here we've divided off 14 single crochet stitches. And in the remaining center stitch, we have made a triple increase. That means 3 stitches in the same stitch. And in the center of those 3 stitches, we place a marker. After the increase, we make 14 single crochets, and we finish with 14 slip stitches. We already make a turning chain. We turn the work. And here we will also start with slip stitches. In this row, number 3, we are not going to make any increases. We are going to alternate the increases. The next increase will be in row number 4. So here we work the 14 slip stitches. Always insert the needle through the center of the chain, picking up the top loop. Passing. I finished the 14 stitches. Now, we'll make 1 single crochet in the center of each chain with slip stitches. We're going to make a single crochet in the center of each chain until we get here, to the chain where the marker is. We are not going to make any increases. We work stitch over stitch. until we complete the 30 and 31 single crochets. We are going to make the stitch where the marker is. We remove it. We make the single crochet, and we place the marker on that stitch again. We're going to make the last stitch to complete 30 and 31. And here we finish with the 14 slip stitches. We're going to make the last slipped stitch and a turning chain. We finish round number 3 with a total of 59 stitches. Remember that in this one, we don't work any increases. Let's turn the work around. And we're going to start row number 4. In this row, we are going to work increases. And we're going to do it this way. We start with the 14 slip stitches. We work here. Single crochets until you reach the stitch before the marker, and where the marker is, we're going to work the triple increase. We work single crochets, and we finish with a slip stitch. So let's begin by making the 14 slip stitches. I finished the slip stitches. Now let's make the single crochets. Let's work the stitches. Let's go.
Vamos a trabajar los puntos
until you reach the stitch before the marker. Now we're going to make the triple increase where the marker is. 1, 2, we place the marker in the second stitch of the increase. And we're going to make the third stitch here. We continue working single crochets. I finished the last single crochet. And now we're going to work the slip stitches here. I finished the 14 slip stitches. And that's how we finished round 4. With a total of 61 stitches. We have 14 stitches at the beginning. And from this marker to this marker, we have 33 stitches. Here we finished with the 14 slip stitches. Here we're going to make a turning chain. We turn the work, and we're going to start row number 5. In this row, we won't be working any increases. We're going to make 14 slip stitches and 33 single crochets, and 14 slip stitches at the end. I finished the stitches for row number 5. Finishing with a total of 61 stitches. Starting with 14 slip stitches, 30 and 33 single crochets. 14 slip stitches. And here we're going to make a turning chain. We're going to turn the work. And we're going to work on row number 6. In this row, we are going to make increases. We're going to start by working the 14 slip stitches. After finishing the 14 stitches, now we're going to work single crochets. We're going to make 16 stitches until we reach the stitch before the marker. I already have the 16 single crochets. Now we're going to make the triple increase right here where the marker is. 1, 2, 'We make the 16 stitches and finish with the 14 slip stitches. Here, I have already completed round number 6. With a total of 63 stitches, we have the 14 at the beginning, and in the center, we have 35 stitches, finishing with 14 stitches. Now we're going to make a turning chain and turn the work. Now, we're going to work on row number 7, and in this row, we won't make any increases. We finished the increases in row number 6. Remember that we worked increases in row number 2, in row number 4, and in this last one, which was number 6. From now on, we're going to work rows without increases until we reach the desired height, and then we'll finish with a block of rows with decreases. So here we're going to work 14 slip stitches, then we're going to make 35 single crochets and 14 slip stitches. We're going to work on a base of 63 stitches. I'm going to keep working the rows without increases, and I'll show you how far I'm going to go. I've already completed the rows without increases. Here I did 18 more rows for a total of 25 rows. Look how the fabric turned out. I'm going to show you how to identify each row. Here we can see that the piece is made up of ridges, and each ridge has 2 rows, one going and one coming back. So here's the first one, which was the single crochets from the beginning, 1. Here is one ridge, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Each ridge is made up of 2 turns. We are going to work on the third block of stitches. Remember that the first block was where we worked the increases. The second block is where we work the regular stitches. And the third, here we are going to work decreases to complete the 6 stitches we made at the beginning. And that way, we can start shaping our bag. Let's position ourselves at the last stitch of row 25. And here, we're going to make a turning chain. Turning chain. We turn the work and start row 26 by making the 14 slip stitches. I finished the 14 stitches. Now we're going to work 16 single crochets. I've already finished the 16 single crochets, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. In the next 3 stitches. In stitches 1, 2, and 3, we're going to work a decrease. Remember that on this side, we did 3 increases. So on this side, we're going to decrease the same 3 stitches that we increased. We insert the hook through the center of the first, the second, and the third chain. 1, 2, and 3. Notice that we don't close the stitches. We have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all of them. Here we are going to place the marker, so we know that we made a decrease there. Now we're going to work 16 single crochets until we reach the stitch where the marker is. I finished the 16 stitches. Now we're going to work the 14 slip stitches. We make a turning chain, and that's how we finish row number 26. Here we have a total of 61 stitches. Please check that you have that amount. We start with 14 slip stitches. We work 16 single crochets, a triple decrease. 16 single crochets, and we finish with 14 slip stitches. We are going to turn the work. And we are going to work here on row number 27, and this will be a row without decreases. I finished row number 27 with a total of 61 stitches. We did 14 at the beginning, 33 in between, and 14 slip stitches at the end. Please check that you have that amount. Now we're going to turn the work and start working on row number 28.
8.
I finished the 14 slip stitches, and here I worked 15 single crochets. Here, I left the stitch before the marker and the one after the marker because we're going to decrease those 3 stitches. So let's remove the marker. We insert the hook into the center of the first chain, into the center of the second one, and into the center of the third chain. We have 4 loops on the hook. We yarn over and pull through all of them. Here we place the marker again, and we are going to continue working 15 single crochets and 14 slip stitches. I have already completed the stitches for this round. We finish round number 28 with a total of 59 stitches. We work 14 at the beginning, 15 single crochets, 1 decrease, 15 single crochets, and 14 slip stitches. We are going to turn the work, and now we are going to work on round number 29. And in this round, we are not going to make any increases. We are just going to work 14 slip stitches, 31 single crochets, and 14 slip stitches. I have finished round 29 with 59 stitches. Here I made a turning chain. We are going to turn the work, and here we are going to do the last round. With the decrease, this is number 30. Here we work the 14 slip stitches, and here we are going to make 14 single crochets. I finished the 14 slip stitches and made 14 single crochets. Here we are going to work a triple decrease. We go through the center of the chain. Here, in the next stitch and the last stitch, we have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and close. We are not going to place the marker again because this is the last round with decreases. Here, we work 14 single crochets and finish with 14 slip stitches. We have finished round number 30, and here we have a total of 57 stitches. We are going to make a turning chain and work the last round. This will be number 31, and in this round, we aren't making increases. We're just working. 14 slip stitches we are going to make. 29 single crochets, and we finish with 14 slip stitches. Remember that it's the same number of stitches we started the first round with. I finished rounds 30 and 31 with a total of 57 stitches, and this is how our piece looks. Look how it looks. I'm going to give you the measurements of the whole piece. In length, it is 44 centimeters. Here in the center, in length, it is 47 centimeters. In width, it is 28 centimeters. In width here at the sliding point, it is 16 centimeters. The length of the sliding point is 9 centimeters. If you want to make this bag a little bigger, you should increase the starting chains by 2 at a time, making sure the number is odd. We started with 57, plus 1 for the height. You can keep adding by 2s, 59, 61, depending on how many chains you want to add. You need to keep this in mind, because when you divide to make the increases, you have to make sure each side has an even number, and the extra stitch stays in the center. That's where you're going to start the increases. And if you want it a little wider, you're going to work the first block, where the increases are, in the same way I explained to you, and in the second block, you're not going to make any increases or decreases. There you can keep working until you reach the desired width. You're going to work the third block the same way we did here, and we're going to sew the piece together. Here we fold it like this, and we join them like this. We're going to cut a strand here, leaving about 50 centimeters in length. We take out the little loop we have on the hook here. And we're going to use a yarn needle for the sewing. We join the piece. We're going to pass the yarn under the little ridge that's on top. And here we're going to start the seam. We're only going to take the strand that's on the top part of the chain. This one that's on the outside, here. They're done. Here we will do the stitching. We go under the first chain and the one in front, taking only the top loop. We are going to do a whip stitch. We bring the yarn again to this side, and we go through, taking the yarn that's on top of the chain and the one that's right in front. We tighten it very well and repeat the process. We're going to keep working this way until we get here to the last stitch. Here we finished the stitching. And we hid the thread on this side. On the bottom part, before cutting, you can add a little dot of silicone or do a simple stitch. Here you cut off the excess. And you hide the tip. Here's how we finish stitching this side. Now let's move to the next step. On this side, it's the same process. I'm going to explain how you're going to start. Here, we're going to hide this yarn tail. On this side, we're going to do the same process we did in the previous seam. First, we identify where the chain stitch is. Look, here it is. And we're going to position it so it's facing front to front, so that each stitch is facing the other. We're going to pass the needle first right here where the little bumps are. Notice that the bump is on top of each chain stitch. Look, here's one and here's the other. We go through here. And on this side as well. We leave a little piece of yarn and we're going to hide it under the stitches. And so we're going to take the yarn that's on top of the chain and the one that's on top on this side. Remember that we're going to do a wraparound stitch. We bring the yarn forward. We take the first chain here and the one that's in front. This is how we finish the yarn. We do the stitching. We tighten it very well. Look here where it is. On this side. And the one that's here. This way, we will continue the whole process. We finish at the last stitch and hide the tail at the bottom. The seams are finished now. Look how they look. Also, look how they look. Look how the bag turned out. The inside part here, after you've closed it, stretch it a little bit. And now we're going to fold this part in two, like this. Let's see if... We've arranged it nicely. Look how beautiful it is. Look at the structure of the bag and how spacious it is inside. Now we're going to put the magnetic clasp here. We're going to sew the clasp with nylon. We're going to put the thick part on first. Here in the center of the bag. We go through that same stitch. Here, from the inside. Look, it comes out of the little hole. So we're going to pass one inside the little hole, one outside, one inside, one outside, so it can hold the nylon. Now we pass it outside. And back again. We pass inside the space. We're going to repeat this process 3 or 4 times so that it fits well. We take the needle back, and this time we take it out of the space. There, it's nice and tight. Now here we go back. We hide it on this side, and we go through the space underneath. Look here. We go back outside the space. We go inside. We go outside again. We go back, inside the space. And here, we're going to repeat this process in each of the spaces. I finished adjusting the clasp. Now, let's put on the next one. We place it on the front like this. And here we arrange the bag. We take it to the back. And here we're going to do the same sewing process. We make 3 simple stitches in each space. We secure and cut the thread. I finished attaching the clasp. Look how it turned out. From the inside, you can't see the stitches. So here we close it up. Now we'll place the little plaque. Here you can place any other accessory. Let's use the clasp in the center as our guide here. Let's place it here. Done! Now let's make the handle. For the handle, we're going to make a slip knot. And we'll crochet a little chain. Now we're going to pass the needle through. Look, here's the little knot. We go under that little bump. It's going to be pretty tight here. Now we have 2 little loops on the hook. We take it and go through the first one. We add height. Here we already have 2 left. We yarn over and go through both. On this side, we're going to see the little ridge. Look, right here. We have a little ridge left. We turn. We insert the hook under that bump. We pull the yarn through. We lift it up. We have 2 loops on the hook again. We yarn over and close. On this side, look, you can already see 2 little ridges forming. So here we turn it like this. And we pass the needle under those 2 little ridges. Look at them here, where they are. We yarn over and go under both of them. We give it height. We have 2 left. We yarn over and close. Look, they're on this side. Again, the 2 little bumps. We turn. We go under those 2 little bumps. We yarn over. We go under both. And we pull through. We will always have 2 little loops on the hook. We yarn over and close. We turn again. And look, here are the 2. We yarn over, pull through. We have 2 left. We yarn over and close. We turn again. We do the same process. We turn. And this way, you can already see the braid. We keep working. I've already set the handle's height. I'm going to give you the measurements. It's 70 centimeters long. And in width, it's 2 centimeters. The length depends on you, if you want it longer or shorter. I'm going to leave it like this. I think it's just fine this way. So what are we going to do here? Here we cut the yarn. We take the yarn and pull it through both. We pull it out, and here we close. We'll hide this strand by threading it through from the underside of these little ridges. And here in the center of the stitches, here in these spaces. Here from underneath. You're going to put a drop of silicone on it, or they're going to do a very simple stitch to keep the strand from slipping out under the weight. So here you cut the tip. And on this side, you're going to follow the same process. I finished hiding the ends, and this is how the braid on our handle turned out. Look how beautiful it is. Now we're going to place it here on the ends. Some bell caps. If you don't have bell caps, you can use a clasp ring. And you're going to place it like this. Look, here is our braid. It has these spaces. You'll pass the ring through. In the first space. Like this. Now we place the bell cap. Here we tighten the screw. Let's place the other one. We adjust the handle so that the bell stays straight. Now let's put on the rings. We're going to do it here, in the second space. We've finished the whole process. I'm going to give you the final measurements. In height, it is 19 centimeters. In width, at the bottom, it is 26 centimeters. And up here, it is 18 centimeters. Look how beautiful the bag turned out. Look at all those details, all the finishing touches. Look how beautiful the stitch turned out. How the stitching on the sides turned out. And on the inside, look how spacious it is. We can fit up to 2 phones inside. And look, there's still plenty of space left. All the accessories turned out beautiful. It's a very elegant bag, very pretty, and look how perfect it looks in this material. If you want, you can also make it with cord. And I know the result will be very pretty. We've reached the end of the class. I hope you enjoyed the whole process, and above all, that you put it into practice. If that's the case, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment as a way to show your appreciation. See you in the next tutorial. God bless you. Bye.